putting my faith in what made me. Moms and pops created me. Grandma helped raise me.
So one day, I come home, or back to the dorm, after Enoch at this time had been cutting hair, because I don't know if you all know, but he was the campus barber. Cut everybody hair. So one day after practice, I come in the room, Enoch is shaking off the cape. And I already knew I was pushing it, but I thought I'd ask for a haircut. He looked at me and said, "You seen me cut enough heads. Go ahead, put that guard on, cut your head, I'll be back to shape it up." Before I knew it was 2 in the morning. No Enoch. All I got is a haircut, no shape up. And I'm going on the road the next day. So, I had to learn the hard way. And until this day, 15 years later, I cut my own hair. Thanks to Enoch, the old campus barber.
From 87, I was 15. And before that, prior to me cutting hair, my mom would always take me to this barbershop, Race Plaza, right here in DC. And she always picked the number 3 haircut. Right, number 3, number 4 haircut, whatever the case. It was always the bald head. I hated the bald head. I hated the low cut. I hated that. The barber was so rough. You know what I'm saying? It was rough. He'd be on the phone. He was an elder. Man, I just didn't like that. I always got the low cut because I hated combing my hair, Mom said. So she stopped taking me there, and her friend, Cookie, used to cut my hair. Cookie used to do the same damn haircut, the bald haircut. I hated the bald haircut. Years later, I asked my mom to give me a pair of clippers because I wanted to learn how to cut my own hair. And in the process of me learning to cut my own hair, that was 87, I was 15, and this was like the instrument that was used to cut my hair. I never received any training of cutting hair at all. But this was the first instrument that I received or that I used to cut my hair. You know, everyone said the bowl cut. Yeah, this is what it is. Sit it on top of the head like that. I used to cut around my head. And at 15, my head would fit right in here. Cut around it, then try to fade. Couldn't do that because I didn't have the adjustable, if you can see this, I didn't have the adjustable guard on it that allows it to go up and to go down. So what I had to do was take a pair of Phillips screwdriver, screw it, pull it up, screw it back, start to fade. Same thing. Screw it, pull it down to 0 or to the sharpest blade that it would go to, and fade. That didn't work. Took me years to learn how to fade my own hair. Took me years to learn how to cut my own hair. Me and a good friend, Quan, who went to Morgan's Daycare Center, Anthony Posey, we would cut each other's heads. And we would jack each other's heads up and go to school like that. Because that was between us, like, okay, if I miss your head up, you gotta go to school like that. Aye. So we would cut temp tapers here, little light fade, back, light fade, afro, fades, bald heads, or even Stevens as we call them, and high top fades, stuff like that. And that's it, shape ups. Sometimes we just do that shape up and just leave a little fro, things like that. But as I got older, I started to keep practicing and honing the craft of cutting hair. Years later, I was introduced to Ronnie Morgan, who was the brother of great artist. Then he turned into a barber, and I was working at the same barbershop he was owning. Him and Al was owning. Did it for 3 years. It was great. They always sent me these little kids to cut hair. I was like, I need an adult. Children are the worst at that time to cut hair when you're new at it in a public forum. Yeah. 96, 97, 98, I was cutting hair in a public forum, barbershop, under apprenticeship of master barbers. So after that, I was cutting hair at Voorhees College. When I went there in 95, I was cutting hair at Voorhees College for $2. Freshman year, $2. Just to monopolize who was cutting hair and who wasn't cutting hair. New kid on the block. Had a lot of clients. Then I received the hard case Andy's clippers, silver. Using that, had the trimmers, which I still have, and these are it from 96, 97. These are still it, and they still work perfectly. Just had to change the blades out, and using those, had 2 sets of clippers, and had my wall clippers that I had in 87. So using those and utilizing those tools, perfect. Banging everybody out, shaping up everybody. Went back to, came back to DC. That business folded. The barbershop I was working at during the summers, started working at Park Ritchie on Maple Avenue at that barbershop, cutting hair. Had a little bit of clientele. But I kept money in my pocket. Voorhees College students kept money in my pocket. Voorhees College faculty and staff kept money in my pocket, because that's when I started cutting everybody's hair on Voorhees College campus. And from $2 to $10, that's how I went. From $2, gathered all who I needed to gather up, and from $10. Brother brought a big up to Sean Tucker, because me and Sean Tucker had like Voorhees campus on lock cutting hair. But I was cutting everybody's hair. From the president, Leonard E. Dawson, to faculty and staff, like I said. So that was the part of cutting hair. And I've been doing it since 87. It's 2013 now, and I've been cutting hair ever since. I taught myself how to cut hair. I use shears. We use this to disinfect and lubricate the clippers, because you always need to keep them clean and handy, and things of that nature. But it just started weighing tear on me, man. I just didn't want to cut hair anymore. Now I cut maybe 4 heads every 2 weeks now. That's it. It keeps a little bit of money in my pocket. So yeah, that's the story of the barber of 1987. Shout out to Chris, because he self-taught himself, because I let him teach himself how to cut his hair. If that makes sense. And he's been doing it ever since 97, 98? Yeah, he's been cutting his old hair since like 97. Yeah, he's self-taught, self-learned, self-watched, and I self-promoted that and pushed him to do it. Oh man, yeah, that's what's up. But most people don't know the musician side of it. And as a youth, I want to send a love shout out to my grandmother and my mom, who helped me hone this craft of a percussionist. As a youngin', I was playing on the table, as I was doing earlier, making a lot of noise, beating on using the spoons to beat on the table, doing my breakfast, and it really got my grandma nerve, I guess. Really got my mama nerve, I know. So they end up, as a youth growing up in church, they end up giving me like bongos, and I can play the bongos in church. It keeps me active, keeps me out the way, keeps me busy, keeps me involved. And I love enjoying playing those. And I put those aside, and I started playing the set. My grandma in the church bought me a set of a drum set. They were red. I beat the hell out of the joints, holes and all. Then they bought me a gray pearl I started playing for my mom's gospel group, who my mom used to sing for, or background vocals for, Johnny Gill and the Angels of Faith. And Johnny Gill, yeah, Angels of Faith. She used to sing with them. So I used to go on road trips and stuff with them all the time, seeing how the business works. Then I started playing. Then she started to be a lead singer and a group member and one of the managers for Linda Gore in the gospel spiritualists. At an early age, I was in like the gospel arena for a long time, and I was the youngest drummer in the gospel arena in Washington D.C. I think I trailblazed that for real because I was the youngest one. There was no younger drummers around at that time. And at the age of, I believe 14, 15, I was drumming. And by ear, I was a drummer by ear, by nature. Just picking up tunes and sounds and playing by ear. Because I was the only drummer at my grandma's church. There was no piano player, there was no guitar player. It was just me and listening to the claps. And people would be clapping off beat. And I had to keep the tone of that service. So moving along, I played with Linda Gore and the Gospel Spiritualists for about 8 years, 9 years. I think I played up until I went to college. So in college, I was the band director. I became the band director in college in 98. I just want to actually look in the camera and shout out everybody that was at Voorhees College in the pep band. Because we rocked the joint, and everybody know we rocked that. We were the first pep band to be in our particular division to have a pep band. Voorhees College from 90, I think it was from 96 to 2000. After 2000 when we left, there's no pep band. And if it is, they're not dope like we were. So the first name I had was Boogie. That was my first MC name. Then it went to Mr. V. Then it went to Mr. Vic. Now it's Enoch, Seventh Prophet. I was in a couple of groups. That's it. In 93, 94. Then I went to Voorhees College. I met some good brothers named Metamorph Flow and Freedom Black, who was then not Tiz, linked me with Funk C. I released my first album with Metamorph Flow in 98, 97. It was called Fickle Mind State. Mother Earth, who is now DJ Earth 1, introduced me to Verse All. Verse All had a group called Culture Cypher. He was the producer. He gave me about 20 beats on a tape, because he was making beats on a Nintendo. Oh, I'm sorry, PlayStation. He was making beats on the first PlayStation joint. Don't ask me how. I have no clue, but the beats was dope. So I went home, I listened to the beats, I wrote to each track he gave me, went back to him and said, yo, what's up, I'm ready to rock. For real? Yeah, that's how it worked. So let's go. He decided to get on the tracks. So now it became Culture Cypher. Culture Cypher had a DJ by the name of DJ Underdog. This was 2001, 2002. From Culture Cypher, years in between, I was doing solo projects. My second solo project came out 2004. It was called Seven Prophet EP, produced by El-Ra. 2006, Tone Scientist, produced by El-Ra. 2009, Culture Cypher dropped 2 albums. Aztec Planet and Translation. 2008, 2009, I was still rhyming, doing things. 2009, I dropped something called Data Frequency with King C of the Beggars. Google that, the Beggars, King C. 2010, I did Electric Soul Force with the good brother JSE from Dawn Good from D&D Productions. Alright, 2011. Wow. I don't know. I think I was doing mixtapes. I think I was on mixtapes, hosting mixtapes and things of that nature. In between doing records with everybody else that I could. That we moved on. 2011, almost the end of 2011, I hooked up with a group, super group, DPE. It was Dawn Good from D&D Productions. Princess of Controversy, who was Pac. And you probably saw her in the big TV show, BET TV shows. Great person, great actress, songwriter, entrepreneur, things of that nature. Dawn Good, great dude, awesome brother. And then myself, Enoch. So we had DPE, Dope Without the O. We did a record called Illuminate. And we came out with the follow-up album called 3 Times DPE, taken from the historical hip-hop iconic group 3 Times Dope. So we named that album 3 Times DPE. In 2013, I'm working on another project, the Data Frequency 2 album with King C. And that is the journey. You can go to Bandcamp, type in, Bandcamp, Enoch 7 Prophet, look at all of the work there. I have a total maybe 9-10 albums. And just putting in work. And MCing is not that easy job to do. 2009. 2009. I think I was 35. Whatever. However old I was in my 30s. Earth Day gift. Wife bought me this camera. D3000. And she purchased this for me because I wanted a camera. Because I was getting sick and tired of folks taking photos of me doing shows, and I never see the damn photo anyway, at all. Video, photo, all that. I was getting sick and tired of it. So she purchased this camera for me. So I got into photography because I was an administrative assistant doing some government contract work. Got laid off of that job in 2011. So 2009, I started the photography. 2013, so that's 4 years. Within that 4 years, 2 of those years after being laid off in February 2011, I took on full-time photography. So it's been a 9 to 5, it's been a 9 to 12, it's been a Monday through Sunday job, or career, or a lifestyle that I've taken on, and it's not easy. It's very difficult, but I enjoy shooting. I shoot all the time. I try to shoot every day. People, subjects, things, places. I try to shoot all the time because that's the only way you're gonna get better. That's the only way people are gonna see you. That's the only way that you're gonna get your product and your brand out there. So I'm on Facebook under El-Shamesh Photography. I have a website, www.elshameshphotography.com. So El-Shamesh is spelled ELSHAMESH photography.com. So go check out the pictures, check out the images there. I shoot in RAW. I stopped shooting in JPEG in 2011. I stopped shooting in JPEG. So shooting RAW. I think RAW is the way to go. So Jah Rastafari. So give thanks, y'all. Be easy. Till next time.